Okay, today we're talking about complex solids 2. This is going to be when we're taking one solid and we're cutting something out of it. So something is missing from a solid. For example, if you have a prism with a cylinder cut out of it, things like that. We're trying to come up with what is the volume of the resulting shape. So let's look at this problem. A rectangular prism with base dimensions of 8 feet and 10 feet and a height of 14 feet has a right rectangular pyramid cut out of it. What is the volume of the solid? Well, we know by looking at this that I have 10 by 8 for my base dimensions, a height of 14, and then you can see in blue I've kind of dashed out what the pyramid is that's cut out of it. So basically what we're looking at is just the resulting area that's around that pyramid. So in order to set this up, we know that we're going to have the volume of the solid is what we're looking for. And that's going to happen when we take the volume of the prism and then subtract the volume of the pyramid. Okay, so when you're looking at this, you want to figure out, let's first set up the volume of the prism and the volume of the pyramid. So take a moment and see if you can come up with what the volume of the prism is. And then also take a moment and come up with the volume of your pyramid. So take a second and see if you can do that and then check back in. Okay, so this is what I came up with for volume of my prism. I came up with length times width times height and got 120 feet cubed. And then my pyramid I knew was 1/3 base times height. So the base is the exact same base except it's just upside down. So the base is still 8 by 10 because this is 10 and this is 8. And then my height is still 14 because that's from the top all the way to the bottom. So these numbers haven't changed, but we're now looking at 1/3. So here's the total that we have for the pyramid. Now we look back up at the top. We have volume of our solid is volume of prism minus volume of pyramid. So take a second and see if you can come up with the total for the volume of the solid. Okay, so as you can tell here, I have my volume of the solid. I take the volume of my prism, which is 1120, and I'm subtracting out the volume of the pyramid, which is 1120 over 3. Now, when I subtracted these, I ended up multiplying 1120 by 3 to get a common denominator, and then I subtracted away this much. So I was ending up with 2240 over 3 feet cubed, and I know that 3 doesn't go into 2240. And so I end up with a decimal. So remember, in the box, this is my exact answer, whereas in the circle is my rounded or approximated area. So make sure that you got those right and make sure that you didn't just subtract, you didn't leave it like this because these are both numbers, they can be combined, you just need to have a common denominator. So in class, we're going to be looking at a lot of these kind of problems where things are cut out, things are missing, we're adding on and stuff like that. So we're going to need to make sure that we have some kind of reference to all of our area and volume formulas. So make sure that you have those easily accessible for class tomorrow.